Hello there, my name is Rich. I'd like to talk about animation, and today we talk about a new anime series from DreamWorks called The Fright Crew. And this anime series, I have to say, is probably the best show they ever made. Is you wondering this show is any good? I have to say yes, it is really good. But there's a but. The only problem is you have to give it time to be good. Like the first four episodes takes a while to everything to realign, to understand the characters' motivation, what's actually going on, and understand the world. Because this show has a lot of world building, but at the same time they're trying to maybe understand the characters, specifically how the whole story is of Fright Crew. It's a bunch of kids who were sort of sent to detention in the graveyard because it's Louisiana, that they clean now, help out, and one will dare the other to go inside of a graveyard to just to see what's in the other side. But accidentally, one of the main leads have a sort of a special blood connection to the voodoo priestess, and this voodoo priestess run her blood because she touched something and cut herself and gave her blood to this certain specific tree. This tree came alive and spat out a creature. I mean, spat out. I mean, you're wondering, this one actually has a horror feel to it. It actually delivers. Yes. Even that the budget is not that high. I mean, the whole animation, like, this is the point, it's sort of kind of deal breakers. Depends on you if you like the animation or not. Because sometimes, you let's face it, the animation is the one who sort of sell you to stay a little bit longer. And this one, the animation is fine. It's rigged. It's sort of puppetry, but it also have paper-ish sort of qualities that does work, but it doesn't go against what they're trying to do. Do you have moments of like, yeah, I wish they sort of angle or sort of kind of a fear moment, they put more like time to it, but at the same time it's a low budget, especially it's a horror cartoon. And horror cartoons are kind of hard to sell because no network wants to make a horror show for families or adults. It's sort of 50-50 chance, but you really don't know you get greenlit. And this one completely managed to work even with a low budget. Even though I'm 100% sure some people complain about the animation, it's still good, still fluent. You have little moments I wish they didn't do, but all of that is not a completely deal breaker. Of course, there is one character who could be a deal breaker called Zoe, if I'm correct. I could be wrong her name. That she is sort of the Vegeta slash Bakugo slash Zoe from Miss Ladybug. You know that angry, I'm the best, I'm selfish, all BS, and she doesn't believe the situation they get into. You could probably hate her, but yet the end of the first four episodes, you feel so compelled to see her even more because she is so complicated as a character. It's one of those characters who shouts and selfish, but she keep her walls up, but she tried to do nice things, but she's not really know how to. Also, she had bad blood of the main lead, and that's the thing. This could actually once you turn off, but I recommend stay to the all four episodes. I mean, the whole 10 episodes are released, but even that has still have to say you have to watch it if you're a horror fan, or you love that Courage Carry Dog, or Supernatural, or The Ghost Whisperer. And everybody remember that show? Those kind of shows you love, you will love this show. Of course, it takes a while to build, but I love it. They never hold your hand. The show does go dark places. Like, you have the main villain is basically a corpse. He can't move, but you see his rotting body. Please, the best they can, sort of a family-friendly animation horror, but they do deliver the horror because the main villain is sort of interesting because his thing is a fact. He's hungry. He's a hungry demon. But when he feeds is by fear. Specifically kids or teenagers because it's sort of a delicacy for him. But I love it. He's sort of a manipulation because he can't move place to place. He uses sort of soul. Just sort of kind of poison mentally people to do horrible things. Specifically, he right hand man the mayor. Because the mayor has sort of issues with some other magical creatures or beasts like vampires or werewolves. He has some beef with them, but he doesn't go breaking down. But you understand how he feels that he wants to do something, but he's powerless. Even that he's the mayor. This is the reason why he kind of works with the main villain, but he just do all the work for him, little by little realizing what he can do. And that's sort of interesting because this whole show fall into possibilities, not possibility, realistic moments. Like, I think another good moment is like the mayor trying to go inside this sort of vampire sort of castle or home for the territorial vampires, especially the two main leaders. And he tries to go in the morning to take something specific from them, but he sort of got caught by two vampires. But at the end, they do not notice they're there. You just see how they talk, have their normal lives, and especially how they just completely randomly start dancing because they are in love. They are bored, but they can't go outside. It's so kind of romantic, but seeing like a small peak of their own lives. So they got interrupted by the mayor and went into attack mode. But that's what it sort of make it interesting. You have a lot of realistic moments in this series. It just grabs you. Not just realistic. The horror aspect, as I said at the beginning, they do deliver. Their characters do die in this series. It's one of those like we're a streaming service, but we like to go a little bit more edge, a little bit more rock and roll, a little bit rock punk. Like we trying to still be kind of funny, still trying to be build a team, a bunch of kids who don't really like each other. They're new, they're not sure about the other guy. They have their own problems. So, but each single kid you relate to it. Even that you could say they serve like a cliche, like their nerd pad. That he's a new kid, but he's not the cliche nerd. This guy, he's huge, but he can move, and if something goes wrong, he's the first one to react and actually attack. Even that his special abilities, yes, each kid has his special abilities, are not really useful in combat. His special ability is to hear things, hear animals, hear the dead. Yeah, I love that because it really shows how important Pat really is in this team. Not just him, there's other characters who have very unique abilities that you sounds could be useless, but it's actually very useful. They have another one that special ability that this one kid can actually go to limbo or the dark side, that in between dead or alive you can see dead people, but you think that'd be completely useless, but no, because the whole world is supernatural. He could sort of kind of go disappear, but instead of disappear, he just go the other side to see who's can actually talk to or who's a threat or how he can use this sort of point of vantage. You can see how important this special ability really is. In fact, two of the main female leads of this series are the powerhouses of this team. Like one is like Zoe, who her power is strength, but because she had this sort of kind of mental block. She doesn't know what to do with it. She doesn't want to do anything. It became sort of a weakness to her. And that's what makes it sort of interesting because they reverse things that feel sort of cliche but make it work. Another good example is their main lead. So something, I can't remember her name fully, I'm sorry, but she is sort of interesting because she's sort of a gothic slash goth kind of girl, but without the page. She's that sort of midpoint of transforming to be a grunge type of lady, but she's a safe of the horror, but sort of respectively. Like she's not overdoing it, but at the same time it could be her weakness because she likes to scare people because that's her thing. But also she's trying to figure out what to do. She doesn't know how to use her special abilities. She doesn't know how to maneuver or be friends with her ex falling out friend who has a special ability too. She's sort of not as complicated as Zoe, but she's still very interesting. In fact, I said it before, each single character is kind of relatable. Even that, I don't think you should be relatable. You just at least understand the characters. But it's one of those times I feel each single character actually is relatable. You understand their fears, you understand how they act, you understand they want to do something, but at the same time you understand they want to run away, but they feel realistic. And that's the thing. You have a lot of great moments. It's just deliver the realistic. Even the fight scenes are pretty decent. It's for the low budget that what they have, because I feel DreamWorks wasn't sure about this franchise or this show. I mean, it's not a franchise yet. It's a show they want to test out in one season, but you feel the team who make this believe in it so hard. They did every single trick in the book to make it work. In my opinion, it worked. It's one of those. It couldn't be sort of a gem in DreamWorks library because it's that good. You just need to give it time. Especially the horror, I said it again, it does deliver. You have moments that is sort of kind of creepy. I think one of the best, or at least the one kind of sticking in my head right now, is the fact it's the library, or not the librarian, it's more like the principal who saved her own school, and the next day she's dead, but you don't know why. I said it before, they do kill off characters, but they curse her mouth to be shut, and you just see like her lips sealed, but like fused in her own lips. And the first time you see her, you feel that's not scary, but you've seen what actually happened, how she had to this. It give it more fear factor. They give it a little bit more edge, and that's what it make it so good about this. Like, sort of understanding is not the physical horror, is sometimes the psychological, or what if, or they just do the old-fashioned trick of horror that don't show, but leave your honest, use the imagination. Just show the how it starts, but don't show how it ends. Just to show how it looks like what after. That's the trick. Like, show the ending. I mean, show the after effect, but show a little bit of beginning. Leave in the middle blank. Let your imagination fill out. When you see what happens and your imagination just kicks in, you're just like, whoa, that's very effective. And I think that's the best thing about this miniseries. Or at least that's how I interpreted the miniseries. We don't know we get a season 2. Hopefully we get a season 2 because this show is really good. Each character is relatable, likable. Especially they go more into voodoo sort of religion. They explain voodoo is not bad. You have your own god. You know who is who. Especially how the world building of each god presents the kids. But I love it. They don't go in the cliche. Like, the smart god give it to the dumb jock, that he is not smart, but his special ability is to touch things and understand where's it come from, what's the fabric, what's the weakness. You think that'd be a useless ability because we have Google, but no, it's very useful, especially on the spot, because you need to see how you kill this demon, and the only way to know or understand or what's the name of the demon is this character touching it. But he had to risk his life to touching this creature. And also it makes sense when you have two powerhouses in the team to knock this creature out so the other character can touch it and get his instance, get his knowledge to understand, defeat it. And that's why it's so interesting. The world building, who is who not to trust, but also the teamwork and the characters, you relate to it. This, understand, is the group of people could become a family or a found family if they willing to trust each other, because at the very end, if they don't, they die, because they're now evolved. If they choose not to do it, you're still gonna die. Yeah, I just enjoy that because they use a lot of common sense, except for maybe Sophie, that she is the one of the characters that say kind of hate her, but after the 4th episode, you start to understand her. I think you starting to relate to her, how she feels at that sort of age. Like, you just get it that she doesn't want to open up. And that's sort of interesting. Now, I have one question. You seen this show? You heard about it? Because DreamWorks kind of promoted, but kind of didn't. Because every time I watch a new anime series, I always get the promotion because algorithm, because I watch a lot of animation. It's the weird ones that they never promote that much that kind of caught me by surprise. And the Fright Crew was promoted, but it wasn't enough. It's almost like Hulu wasn't sure about this, or DreamWorks, because you don't know if it's gonna work or not. But it does. It really does. I have nothing else to say, just one question. Which is your favorite character? Do you think the show is any good? This commission to watch the series, or you did? Do you like it? Do you hate it? Tell me down below. Let me know. I got nothing else to say, just thank you for watching. Don't forget to subscribe and have a wonderful day. Bye.